Welcome to another Song of Ice and Fire game in Shattered Kingdoms from Blades and Blasters. This is a very impromptu game, so do realize that. We're going to be doing a Song of Ice and Fire with Heroes and Hardships tonight. I have with me Matt playing Venetia, Sim playing Lam, Walter playing Asad Uller. The year is 262-ish, we'll say. I think that's right. Or is it 257? One of the two.
It'd be 257.
Yeah, 257. And this game is I guess you would say a sequel to Crimson Sails. We'll see if this spawns anything else that comes from it. But right now it's just pretty much a one-shot, and we'll see if we pick it back up and do whatever with it. The current game starts in the city of Mir in the disputed lands of Essos. Currently, all our players are there for one specific reason. They've been contracted to find a lost heirloom of House Lannister in the Westerlands, Brightroar. There were rumors that it was in Mir somewhere. No one actually knew exactly where, and they were brought into the city to find it. Their local contact is in a whorehouse called the Tasty Merkin. The Tasty Merkin is a whorehouse that can be found quite easily, and that's where everybody will meet. So it's not a tavern, at least it's a whorehouse. I don't know why you think that's gross. Okay, everyone is currently in the tavern. Go ahead and let me know what you are doing currently. You're waiting for your contact.
I'll start it off.
Sure.
Assad is sitting watching the entertainment. Considering what he's watching, you'd expect him to have a pleasant look upon his face, but it's a rather stern look. He seems to be drinking watered-down wine. Based on his skin color, most people would assume he's from Mir, as many people there have olive skin. But once he speaks, his Valyrian, the common Valyrian in the area, you can tell there's a foreign accent to it, that he's possibly from Westeros or somewhere else. At his side, a sword, a shield resting up against the bench. Most of the patrons and whores that work have kept their distance. Any attempts to befriend him have been rebuffed as he quietly awaits for the contact to arrive.
And Venetia sits in more of a corner area, trying to shrink into the furniture, not wanting to kind of be seen as much as possible. As she kind of waits, she fiddles in between her legs with her dagger, flipping it around and testing the balance on it, gripping it from time to time. And she keeps eyes out, looking around at the ladies and at the other two within this place. But as much as she can, she does not want to be addressed by anyone here. And just try to keep back as much as she can.
Well, Mom would be sitting, drinking some watered down wine with the girl on his lap, whispering in her ear and tracing her breast with his fingers.
Oh, sorry. I was muted. I was muted. I was like, no more fitness. That's what I was thinking. No.
He was bouncing the token on his lap.
Yep.
She comes and sits in Lom's lap and places a hand on his chin. You have the pale skin. Why do you come to Mir? Would you like more wine?
Yes, more wine.
She reaches over to a goblet and pours up to the brim.
Mom would drink heavily of it.
What do you think of the tasty merkin? Do you like what you see?
I've seen much worse.
She smiles. And she looks over to Asad sitting in the corner. Do you know that one? No woman can come close. He rejects them. Should we send the boy, you think?
Maybe you could try. I don't think he's going to be much into sampling.
Oh, why not? All men are into sampling when they come into the tasty American.
Do you see him? He doesn't look like he's looking around feverishly at the girl. He's more stout and thinking.
And why do you think that is? Do you know?
No, I don't. If I did, I'd be able to read his mind. And that would make me rich.
Oh, and you're not rich already. I had counted on it. She smiles.
Everybody's rich in their own way.
But the only way that really matters in the world is rich in coin, is it not? And she holds out her hand, wanting you to give her some money.
Mom would reach over and, of course, give her some coin.
She smiles at that. You see? And you have just bought more time with me sitting in your lap.
Yes, well, I need to cure the boredom while we wait.
She looks at you. Well, we could go upstairs if you wish to cure the boredom further.
We don't have enough time for that.
I can make it as quick as you need it to be.
Oh, I'm sure you could, and you'll kind of touch your little chin. But not this time, at least.
She frowns. Well, you've paid for another 10 minutes here. And she throws her arm around your neck. Why are you here, white man?
Why do all men come here?
To go upstairs, which you are not.
Yeah. Well, that is true. But, yes, you're right. More about seeing the sights and finding new adventures, I guess you could say.
Go ahead and give me like a... We'll just do a deception roll.
I tested it earlier. I rolled a hefty 16.
You can do that off your token. Yeah, you should be able to do it off your token. It should be under communications. There you go. Yeah. Well, there are many sights in Mir. And there are many wonderful sights here. And she kind of throws her leg over your lap and faces you in the corner for a moment. While this happens, Venetia, you're seated there, and a man slowly walks over to you One sec. He has a looks fairly standard for this area. Olive skin with partial beard. He speaks to you in the Valyrian tongue fluently, unlike what you hear coming over from Lom, a halting, low Valyrian. He says in your native tongue, "My girl, you do not look like you belong here."
And Vanessa looks up to him and she gives him a weak no, I am waiting for someone at the moment.
Oh, who are you waiting for?
No one of importance to you.
Well, how do you know it's not me, my girl?
She gives a bit of a wider smile. Well, by the looks of you, and she'll give him a look up and down. What is he exactly dressed in?
He's wearing a silken shirt with no sleeves. It's open in the middle, exposing his chest. He clearly works here.
She looks him over. By the looks of it, you belong in this place, and unfortunately, the person that I am looking for is not of this place.
That is unfortunate. You should take in all you can while you're here. Do you have any coin, my girl?
The Nesha will kind of quickly check her coin purse just to see exactly how much she has, or a rough estimate.
She's not particularly wealthy. With a big influence of one.
She looks and she shrugs. It is not much. It's exactly why I'm waiting for this person.
Not much. Well, then I will bid you adieu. You should get something to drink at least and act like you are not just wasting time. And our time is precious.
Well, you make a good point. She'll give him a nod and she'll get up from her seat, looking around, keep aware of where everything is before making her way over to get some wine.
Yeah, one of the girls passes you over what you can tell is the cheapest wine for what you can afford. She gives you a sidelong glance, not really a smile, almost a forced, sneer.
Yeah, she'll take the wine, paying for it, and give the girl a nod before quickly going back to where she was sitting and crossing her leg, taking very short sips as she continues to look out.
By the time you've returned to your seat, you see this fellow walk over toward this man on the other side. Asad, as you're standing there, you see a male worker approach you. He is bare-chested, as I said, and has long dark hair. Would probably be typically attractive, and he looks down to where you're sitting. "Excuse me, I see that you are without company and that you have turned away some of the girls that have come. Can I help you?"
Assad kind of sets his cup down and puts a forearm on the table and looks up to him and asks, "Are you a slave?"
"Am I a slave? Well, that is an interesting question. Yes, I am a slave."
"Then fuck off."
His eyes grow wide. "I do not believe there are any free persons working here. If that is what you're looking for, I do not know where you could find such entertainment."
That's not your problem.
He takes a step back and shakes his head. Well, I will bid you adieu then. And he turns around and walks off, looking over his shoulder at Asad, looking not so pleased. Time passes a good half an hour. By this time, Lom's entertainment has got up and left as well, as he is not paying her enough. And at this time, an older man walks in. He has a gray beard, and he looks certainly local. He has a hawkish nose and wears fine silks. The workers here seem to recognize him, giving him a nod and greetings. He steps in, he's leaning heavily on a cane, and he limps over to Asad first and says, You're Asad Uller, are you not?
I am.
You come from the Crimson Sails?
Assad's eyes kind of narrow a little. He knows he's expecting someone, but is a little bit wary. I was with the Crimson Sails. And are you who I'm supposed to be meeting here today?
Oh yes, I am making sure you are the one I am supposed to be meeting. Where do you hail from, Asad Uller?
Westeros.
Ah, that is clear. Where in Westeros?
Kind of pauses, debating if he's going to answer, and finally settles on Dorne, southern Westeros.
Yes, I know where Dorne is. I have been there. Yes, you are luckily him. You meet the description. Seem to be bad-mannered. Perfect. He waves to Lom and Venetia. Those two. Go get them. Bring them in the back. There is a private room we can talk. And he doesn't wait for a response, just begins to limp away.
You kind of Assad watches him leave and finishes drink before standing up and first approaching Lom and stands kind of by him and nods and goes, "Are you here for work?"
But of course.
Then come with me. We have a meeting in the back. And kind of with that, he turns and walks over to Venetia, kind of surprised that it's a woman. And after a moment, kind of goes, "Are you here for work?" And then kind of jerks his head to the whores around and goes, "Not that kind."
Venetia, not. I'm indeed here for work, and not the kind that is around.
Then come with me and that man over there, and kind of jerks his head towards Lam. We have a meeting to attend.
She stands slowly, and she kind of looks around. And what exactly is the work?
We'll find out when we're back there.
Hmm.
What did they tell you when they reached out to you?
They told me a few things, though I usually like hearing it from the person who's trying to bring me into a back room.
I'm here for the same work. I know as much as you do.
And she cocks an eyebrow and she gestures after you.
And kind of turns and kind of strides towards the back where Junkar, or however you pronounce it, was headed.
Yep. Okay, let me move you over. By the time the three of you walk in, Jonkar is seated at a table. He has a pitcher of wine in front of him, and you see a slave leave by another exit. Come, come. Let us sit and talk. It has been a long journey for me, but hopefully one that proves worthy of riches.
Where did you come from?
Well, I came from the Stepstones. I had a meeting there. So I have been sailing about. It is uncomfortable. But I am originally from Bravos.
Kind of looks at Lam and Vanesha and goes, "You obviously brought us here because you believe we can be of use to you. What are you proposing to us today?"
Well, as I mentioned in the message, there is something that is important to you two. And he points to Lam and Asad and where you're from. Hmm? Something very important that we could sell. It is called Brightroar, a valyrian steel sword. I believe it was owned by House Lannister, one of the High Lords in the Westerlands. Is that right?
I'm nod as well.
Why don't you both give me a lore check? Vanesha, you probably would have no idea.
What would that be under?
That is under no knowledge. Oh god.
The guy from the Westerlands has never heard of Brightroar.
You've both heard of it, but you're not oh, we lost Matt.
I'm here, don't worry.
You have heard of it, but don't know that much about it.
Valyrian steel is sacred practically in Westeros. What do you know of Brightroar?
There are rumors that it is nearby, in the ruins along the coast. An old fort that was destroyed in one of the wars. He arches his back and looks to Vanesha. This one. This one knows the way. Is why she is here.
Asad kind of turns to Vanesha. Are you familiar with what he's talking about? Kind of quizzically, like not sure that he believes junk.
I am familiar with the place that he describes. Familiar with the rumors of it being here. Had I not at least slightly believed it, I would not be here in the first place. I know we must go, if that is your question.
He kind of turns back to Chunkar. Brightroar, huh? Kind of chews that around in his mouth a minute. And houses would sell their firstborns and their firstborns for a chance at a Valyrian weapon. What are you offering us?
Well, first coin, of course. And the two of you, a chance to go home. Use it as leverage. Use it how you wish. The bulk of the coin would go to me, of course, as the one who has found it, knows where it is, and can sell it. But I think 15% for each of you, plus whatever it is you wish politically, in your home, if you wish to return.
Assad kind of looks him over and just kind of asks what he's thinking is, and what a man from the Stepstones and Bravos, what political power do you have to grant me a trip back home?
Oh, I have no political power except a boat to take you there. But you were turning Brightroar to some family that wants to buy it? Huh, I think that would give you very much political influence over that family, would it not?
Depends on the family.
Well, that's right. That's why we find someone perfect to sell it to. It does not even need to be Westerosi if you do not want to go back. I'm sure there will be other vials here. In Essos? Plenty, certainly.
Assad kind of nods his head and goes, that would be a small fortune for each of us. I'm in.
Jakar looks to Lom and he says, "What about you, man? All I can see is the glare off your forehead."
Yes. I'm told it is very shiny. But it is a small fortune. You are right. I can agree to the terms.
This silent type. I hope your axe is strong.
Oh, it better be. And kind of smirk.
Well, he reaches and there's a plate of fruit in front of him and plucks up a plum, tosses it in the air and takes a bite of it, looking at Venetia. Well, go. What about you? Will you take this? Raise yourself out of the ghetto?
Well, I would not be here if I did not want to do the job in the first place, so of course I am in.
Wonderful. Well, partake of this sweet, sweet delicacy, I will say there are others that perhaps know of this rumor of Brightroar as well. So you should leave soon and watch yourselves.
Vanessa nods and she gets to her feet. She looks at the other. Shall we go?
Yes, maybe we should get a head start and whoever else might be looking for it.
Assad just kind of grunts.
I will give you a little hint. Do not cross Junkar. Bring the blade back here. I will be here. And then we will all profit. Do not. I have enough money for 50 unsullied, and I will send them after you. So let us not do that.
Fine. I do not think that we have the means to betray this job anyway.
Perhaps not.
Yes, and I would rather not have it sullied bleeding down my neck.
Yes, the spears are sharp.
Yes, I've fought in with those cockless wonders before. They're quite impressive.
No cock to get in the way. I hear that you might as well not have a cock. I heard there were all sorts of flesh being thrown your way, and you did not even bat an eye. That is the man I need. Single purpose. Find the blade. Bring it back to Junkar. He rubs his beard. Well, There's a small rowboat. You can take that to the mouth of where this place is. I believe the girl knows the way. Hmm?
Of course.
Well, Junkar will remain here. You may go.
Nah, kind of smile, nod at him, look at Vanessa, and, well, lady that knows the way, why don't you lead the way?
And she starts making her way out, and as she does, she looks back to maybe I will give you a quick guided tour as we head down there.
Ah, that'd be nice. I like guided tourists.
Oh, Mir is a wonderful place. So many colors, so much beauty. I do miss it. We will not be here long. Find the sword. We will take my boat and determine what to do next, huh?
Vanessa nods. We should do as you ask.
Takes another bite of the plum. Okay. You go now,
Vanessa just makes her way out. And she doesn't really check behind to see if the other two are following. She just assumes that they are.
Yeah, he follows closely behind her.
You walk out into the streets, unless you have something to do at the Merkin. And you are alone and can, well, the streets are packed with people, but otherwise no one's really paying you much attention. You can talk amongst yourselves with relative privacy in such a huge conglomeration of people going to and fro.
Vanessa easily kind of weaves her way through all the people, cutting a path for the other two to follow her. It's only occasionally that she glances back to make sure that they're following her, but she seems to have a very particular focus, particular drive to getting them down to the boat as quickly as possible. As they walk, she does glance back at the other two. So, how did the two of you come to Mir?
I used to be with a sellsword company called the Crimson Sails. I was the personal bodyguard of their commander. And after a time, I decided it was no longer a good fit, so I left and made my way here.
Sounds like you've seen much of the world. Do you miss it?
Miss what?
What you were doing before, being a sellsword.
It has a certain freedom to it. You get to travel. You get to fight. You make a lot of money. A lot of coin. But you're only going to get paid as long as you're good and as long as you win. And even then, cities like Mir and Tyrosh can get bored with you or decide that it's no longer prudent to pay you, and regardless of how good you do, you're politely shown the exit. But I wouldn't trade it for my old life.
Well, at least you had the opportunity to make money as such. Not many people get that.
Are you saying you're counting yourself among them?
What do you have to think I take jobs like this? I guide people like you around. There's not much money in it.
Well, kind of looks around as he's walking. I find if you're good at what you do, you'll always find employment.
And they always find employment, but the money, it goes quick.
Assad kind of mentally thinks what she's spending it on and eventually just shrugs. Well, hopefully you're spending it on things that you enjoy.
Well, it is mostly for food and shelter, so I enjoy those things very much. So I would say yes.
Assad kind of sighs. Well, then we better find this sword and get you paid, because your life sounds fucking miserable.
And Vanessa, she laughed. There's, of course, misery everywhere, but there are small pockets that you can find happiness in, whether it's things that you make or pockets of other people.
Well, I don't know many rich merchants and nobles that find life very difficult. Rarely have I seen a merchant surrounded by beautiful slaves. The ability to do what he wants on a whim. Rarely do I see them frown.
So, what exactly are you saying?
I'm saying we need to find this sword, and all of our problems will be cured.
Well, at least part of the problems will be cured. She looks to Lam. What about you? I'm assuming you lost your hair in the travels.
I lost my hair 2 years ago. But I'm only here because I was shooting for my homeland.
That is very upsetting.
Yes. But this Brightroar would be a decent ticket back.
So that is your plan. The race is heading right back, yes?
Well, whoever we set it to, hopefully they'll be able to take me into good graces.
Well, I hope for your sake, and I guess all of our sakes in this point, that we find it blade. As Vanessa kind of weaves between the people, she'll start pointing out as they quickly kind of walk, small little landmarks within Mir that are more innocuous and probably people wouldn't look twice at.
You know, I was in Mir a couple years ago. Didn't get a chance to see much, but we had served the merchants before we made ourselves scarce and headed west for greener pastures.
Well, after we find this sword, you might as well spend some more time looking around. It's a beautiful place. At least, I'm assuming lots of wonders for more of an outsider.
The people remind me of home, I will admit, even if they're not truly Roinar.
Aren't the people the same everywhere, though?
Skin-wise, no. Like this guy here, and he kind of jerks his head towards Lam. He don't look like nothing. He doesn't look like me, but he's from Westeros. His accent is worse than mine. Kind of turns to him. Which part of Westeros are you from? Riverlands?
Yes, that is it. Home, where it used to be.
Sim, will you just roll a d10, please? And Walter Peck, you do the same. Actually, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Don't know why I asked that. 1 sec. Walter Peck, go ahead and roll me 2 more d10s. And Sim, go ahead and roll me 1 more d10. God. Those are some really, really fucking bad rolls. Okay.
So 33 unsullied.
$33 inside. No. I whispered something to you, Asad.
Riverlands, huh? You, which part of the Riverland?
Sim?
Sim, are you trying to think of a place to make...
River Run, of course.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You can now.
Now we can.
Now
Yeah.
again.
Yay. Not too far away from Maiden Pool.
What brought you to Essos again?
Running.
Interesting. He just kind of files that away mentally for later. Vanessa, you said you're from Mir.
I am indeed.
Do you know the back alleys?
I
All
know
the-
quite a few back alleys.
That's good to know. It's always nice to know someone who knows their way around, I guess you could say, the Undercity, not all the villas and manses of the rich and powerful.
I've stared up at some of the villas as I have passed by, but the underbelly of the city is my home.
Kind of looks at her for a minute and... Were you ever a slave?
And she looks back to Assad and she smiles and continues looking forward. Does it matter?
Not really. Curious more than anything.
Well, unfortunately, I am not going to sit your curiosity at this point. You can just guess.
You were. Otherwise, you'd be very adamant to point out that you weren't.
Well, if that's what you would like to think, having a former slave guide you around the city, I hope it does not offend your sensibilities.
It doesn't. Most slaves are ignored. They're treated like property. since they are. I imagine that was very advantageous to you, if of course you were a slave, blending into the background, learning, finding your way around the city. I pass no judgment, just learning if we're going to be working together.
And just learning, it sounds like you're attempting to analyze me.
If there's one thing I've learned over the years as a sellsword, it's to know who fights by your shoulder, who you work with. It could save your life.
But I will have you know that once I accept the job, I will make sure to see it thoroughly through. I am not planning on betraying any of the two of you. That is not my goal. I wish to get the sword, I wish to get paid, and I wish to be done.
As all Balva should be.
Home would be nice, wouldn't it, Lam? To see all the rivers again, the Trident.
Oh, I would not be going back to the Riverlands.
Oh, really? Where would you go? The Vale, perhaps?
Whoever buys the sword.
Well, if memory serves, I'd know it's from House Lannister, wouldn't I?
Brightroar, yeah.
I imagine the Lannisters would pay quite our weight in gold each for that sword.
Indeed. In fact, I have no doubt that they'd be able to put more gold behind their word than anybody else could in the Westlands or in Westeros or any other, even here in Essos.
Very true. They shit gold and they pay their debts.
Yes. Some say they even wipe their asses with the gold as well.
So you will continue to sell yourself in order to make more coin Delom after this.
That'd be the idea. Hopefully, the reward comes with not only the gold that I had to get from Khan, but with the gratefulness of also recovering with the two of you. Maybe we'd ought to be looking at something more.
I would like to travel, maybe. That would be nice.
The water gardens of Dorne are quite spectacular.
And I should have you maybe show me, give me a list, maybe, of places that I should visit since you've been to so many.
Of course. Can you read?
Of course not.
Well then, I'll draw big X's on a map.
Perfect. I will attempt to interpret the map. She laughs as she continues to the crowds.
You head through the city. You pass under tapestries of red and gold and purples. The one thing that Lam and Asad have probably never quite gotten used to is the very vibrant colors of Essos versus the drab browns and grays of Westeros. And you make your way to the wharf area. And let's see if I have a picture that... yeah, that'll do. There's a boat waiting for you. Right before you left, Jakar told you where it could be found. It's a small rowboat which will handle the three of you. Not particularly comfortably, but Venetia has made this trip before, as there are other interests in this area as well. She's taken other travelers that way and goes that way herself on occasion. What that might be, to be determined, but...
So, Venetia, she leads them to the rowboat that was stationed there and comes down. She puts her hands on her hips and looks around with this familiarity. Well, let's see if we can actually find this sword. She'll make her way to the boat and take a moment putting her foot inside the boat itself. As it rocks, she steadies herself before fully hopping in.
Asad, kind of being used to being on a ship, jumps in and settles down to row for them.
And I would walk on the ship with the dinghy as well. The boat.
It doesn't take long before you're on your way. Venetia, why don't you give me a... Oh boy. A streetwise?
See how well she knows this Undercity. Yeah.
Pretty well.
You are amazed at she begins heading down the coast, and you're thinking that she's just going to follow it all the way, but then suddenly she veers off into a small canal which winds through the city, actually. Through alleyways that you wouldn't even know that there was water running there. Just barely the size of the boat. You're in some spots you're forced to actually get out, lift the boat and move it. But no one hinders your way, no one stops you. Eventually the canal intersects with the river, and you head down the river into what appears to be almost a jungle. Very dense forest. Sweltering heat, biting bugs. Venetia knows it's not far now, until the river opens up into into the sea.
And as she smacks some bugs that are getting too close to her skin on her neck, she looks to the other two. We should be there soon.
What can you tell us about this place? Is there a lot of people around it? Abandoned? I'm assuming abandoned. Any sort of riffraff we might come across?
That's a good question.
Yeah, just whisper here real quick so I can come from you.
It is abandoned. There's no people by the fort. At least as far as I've seen, nobody seems to live near there. We should be fine and unhindered as we go.
Good.
Still keep your wits about you. Stranka said you sent other people to do this kind of thing, to try or at least other people are trying to find it. There have been many that have led down this way. Don't know if they've been searching for it or just Just a tour. But we should keep wary.
Well then, if you know this area and we might have company, I suggest we go to shore somewhere where we can hide our boat. Best they don't know we're here.
If any are here, it is a good idea.
You begin to get closer and closer as you come out the mouth of this little river. You see in the distance a dilapidated fort that sits high above the water, peering out. One thing, go ahead and give me a perception test, each of you. It's senses. Yeah, you all see it clear as day. There's a boat, which seems to be anchored right next to one of the main pathways up that Venetia knows.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Small
Mom
boat.
sees it first. Yeah. She points out the boat that they all see. Well, looks like there's someone else here. I think we should follow your instruction, Asad, and hide our boat and push theirs off.
Good thinking. When we go to shore, we'll push them off, and I'm going to say you're good at sneaking around, Venetia.
Why, that is a bold assumption of you.
Be bold.
I
would
will
suggest-
hide it.
I suggest if you are capable of doing so once we get ashore, that you lead the way to make sure us heavily armored individuals don't stumble and alert whoever's already here to our presence.
So I take lead, you say. That is fine.
Don't worry, you're small. You'll be harder to hit.
That I do hope. And if the two of you do get discovered, I have great confidence they won't see me.
You begin to circle the island that this is on, and you don't see a real great place that you can make your way up to the fort from. Venetia, you know of one other way, that there is an old rope that you can scale up into the top of the tower, one of the towers.
Yeah, she points out where the rope would be. Over there, we can climb this to get inside. It will be, you can anchor the boat here, climb up and get inside this way. That way we have the element of surprise.
Looks like a long way up.
Yes, it does indeed. But at least if we fall, there is water.
Asad.
Yes.
Hands on his hips, kind of looks up and judges how high it is and looks to where they're standing and looks to the two of them.
There's a small little rock next to the base of this cliff that you can stand on to get going, but it's a good It's a good 50 feet up at least.
Assad kind of looks kind of dryly. If I fall and die, tell everyone I died taking on at least a dozen men.
Sure, we'll tell them you took on at least a dozen men while climbing a rope.
All right.
Vinesh, yeah, she gives him a smile before looking at the other two. Shall I go first?
Yes, that'd probably be the best idea.
Catch me if I fall.
Of course. Assad kind of slings his shield onto his back and waits to see as she scales up the rope.
Okay, so you can use acrobatics or athletics. You have 2 benefits from the rope. You are trying to beat a 18.
Hmm.
I'll let Vanesha
Here we go.
first.
Oh my god!
Yep.
He fucking moonwalks up that
Benefits,
motherfucker.
man. So how do describe how you just go up with no problem whatsoever and get to the top there?
So Vanesha, she grabs the rope, testing it a few times, pulling on it. She places her left foot just on the wall, still testing it, before she just starts kind of arm over arm, just scaling this thing very quickly, kind of barely using her feet to kind of use the wall to climb up, as she just hauls herself completely just up this wall and very easily scales the 50 feet in a very short amount of time. And she looks down to the other two and gives them a thumbs up.
Well, that looked easy.
Assad looks to Lam as well. Nimble little minx, isn't she?
Yes, if only we should fare so well. Should I go or should you go?
Beauty before age after you.
Hopefully this old head could take a bump.
Okay, so after
Yes.
watching her go up, you get 3 benefits instead of 2.
Confidence.
You go. Just don't look over the edge when you make it up. I don't want the glare off your forehead fucking me.
And avert your eyes. Okay.
3 benefits. So when you click it, it'll ask you.
Oh wow!
All right, describe it.
So, seeing Vanesha go up with a little tact and nimbleness, thinking that his feet are too big and to catch on any crevices and stuff, he tries to muscle it up, very seldomly putting his foot in different crevices, but mostly using his strength. And as he gets to the top, he's a little winded. Maybe today I should use a few pounds.
And Vanesha looks over to him and gives him a. Well, didn't look like you needed to lose a few pounds climbing that. Good job.
Yeah, not as skillfully as you, but I get the job done.
Empty compliments.
That's aren't they all empty?
Assad's at the bottom, just kind of mumbling to himself after watching Vanesh and Lam go up there like little spider monkeys. Just kind of cursing to himself, if I fucking fall, you're never gonna hear the fucking end of this fucking bullshit.
Mom's gonna lean over the edge. Assad, if you could avert your eyes, I'm gonna look down. Don't want to blind you.
Vanesha quickly comes over to Lam and just puts her hand over. Shut up!
With that, Assad kind of puts both hands on the rope, tests it, and begins his.
You begin to climb. You get about halfway, and you hear it, and you look right in front of you, and the rope is beginning to fray rapidly.
Is it just in that one spot? Because
Yep.
if it is, he's gonna
Yep.
try and beat feet and get up to the next chunk that's a little more secure.
Give me a... Let's see. Give me an athletics roll.
No benefits, obviously.
No benefits on this one. So how do you, like, reach up as it's ripping in half and grab the top half of it?
Just kind of sheer will. He had one foot into a crevice, and as it rips with his left hand, he just reaches out to the face of the wall and just digs in, regardless of how much it hurts his fingers. And with his right arm, he just kind of launches upwards to grab, finding purchase in the rope, and kind of swings for a second as the rope is snapping, and brings his left hand up before using his upper body strength to pull himself to safety. Kind of looks down as the rope collapses down, and for fuck's sake, this is how today is gonna be. And then starts his climb again.
You get to the top, climbing on what remains of the rope. A little less easily than the other two did.
Vanessa, having let go of Lam at this point, she looks to Asad with her hands on her. Well, unfortunately, the armor weighs you down, but fortunately, you have the strength to pick yourself up.
I couldn't let you two get up here and me fall. Unfortunately, he kind of looks over the edge. Doesn't look like we'll be going back that way.
As we jump,
Have fun with that.
Sink down like a rock.
yes, that would be a problem.
I can swim, but not in this. And he kind of motions towards his armor.
Well, let's avoid jumping into water then. And she'll turn around and kind of look to where they are before taking very careful steps forward.
When you get right about there, go ahead and give me a perception roll. Everyone can. That's a good roll.
Oh, almost clicked on persuasion.
Zod dusts his hands off and kind of slowly follows behind Vanessa.
God, you guys are very perceptive.
Mm-hmm.
You each
We are that
hear...
basic.
It sounds like maybe breathing, very like... I don't know, subtle sounds of people nearby. Nothing like obvious, but you hear something. Yes.
You guys hear that?
Vanessa nods and she's kind of gonna drop down a little, crouching. And she will put her finger to her lips as she starts very carefully making her way forward, taking out one of her daggers.
Yeah,
Asad.
soon you see, or maybe you see.
Oh, yep.
Asad nod to Vanesha as she put her finger up to her mouth, and slowly draws his own sword, kind of copying her into a low crouch as he tries to get a better vantage and see what is making the noise.
Yeah, Lam would draw his axe out.
Do you see that over there?
I see
Yeah, I
a
do.
couple.
Yeah.
Can we make out clearly what they are?
Oh yeah, it's not. Yeah, they have spears and round shields, and they look exactly like Unsullied.
There's bound to be a lot more to them.
How big was the boat we saw, by the way?
Not very big. Not very big. Bigger than a rowboat, but not very big at all.
Like could carry what, maybe a half dozen people?
At the most. Yeah.
And where is like the entrance to this place from what we can see up here?
You are on one of the towers, so you would go right by them. Basically, it's west on the map.
She kind of curses under her breath, and she sees only like a fraction of one and another kind of over there as she peeks over the this destroyed wall. And she makes a motion where she points west, points to herself, and she points to you, Asad and Lam, and points kind of north and then west.
Lam would just nod.
Asad gives her a nod as well.
And she's going to start sneaking forward, trying to stay as low as she can. If she can glance at the direction that they're looking at, then she'll make a note of it.
Well, the one in the distance is pacing back and forth. The one you catch the shoulder of just seems to be standing there.
Okay. So, she's gonna again kind of look back, and she kind of holds out one hand and then makes kind of points to her fingers down and kind of starts making them swinging them back and forth as she moves it across her hand. And as she does that, she's again going to point up into the west to them. She's going to make her way forward, kind of hiding behind this particular wall. And she's going to wait until she at least can see Lam and Asad over, probably directly north from her. I don't even think she can, though. Yeah, she's blocked down.
Can you give me a stealth roll?
Sure.
I can see how this is gonna go for us.
Yep. You move without, you're very practiced at moving quietly, and you do it well.
All right. So she's going to kind of hide behind there and wait for the other two.
Lam would, as quietly as possible, start making his way.
Now, just so I
He'd-
can read this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
he'd wait to kind of move and while he's pacing.
I'm trying to look at that map. That's not a drop down from where Vanesha is to Unsullied 2.
No, that's
correct?
a
It's just like
shadow.
almost like a ramp.
Mhm.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was reading that
Yeah.
correctly. And then steps kind of to the north where Lam was heading.
Yeah, there's steps that go down from there. You're going up, actually, if that This is that
Okay.
goes up.
And is the Unsullied pointing or looking away from us?
Well, this one is looking like north to south, right?
Yeah, Islam goes up that way. Assad's gonna try and sneak up.
You guys can both give me
Right about
stealth
here.
rolls, please. Only got to beat a 9.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wow, what a roll that was for Lom.
Jesus.
Nope, they don't.
He's fucking in.
They don't hear
Fuck.
anything. They don't appear to, at least. One of them says something under its breath, but they don't. They don't talk very much. Clearly, they're unsullied.
Assad looks. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go right ahead.
Assad looks to Vanessa just as he's in a little, almost recessed alcove and waits for her to give the signal and kind of does his own hand gesture, waiting for the pacing Unsullied to head back north.
Mom is gonna unsling his shield now, so he could be properly equipped for an Unsullied fight.
Vanessa, she points to the one who she saw the shoulder, and then she makes a motion using her dagger, kind of the pommel of it, and she kind of puts it to her neck, and she points at you, and then she puts her hand out again, and doing the same kind of walking motion with her hand. She does a walking motion, and then she points north and points to you. She's hoping she's getting her point across, and she just nods.
Assad thinks he's pretty sure what she's referring to and gets ready for a signal to go.
Vanessa will kind of make her way as the Unsullied is heading north, kind of past this here. She's going to kind of sneak around to here.
Okay.
Lam would, as soon as he seen Vanessa, Lam would kind of keep suit.
Yeah, you guys can do whatever you would like. I'm considering them ambushed and surprised at this point.
Basically, when it's time, he's gonna charge to Unsullied too and take the fight to.
Yeah, Vanessa not knowing that, she her goal is actually once the Unsullied walks north and walks past Unsullied 2, just as the sight line's kind of cleared, she's going to kind of quickly dart, like basically signal to Asad and Lam, and then she's going to dart around the corner and attempt to stab Unsullied 2 in the neck.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. So you guys get 1 benefit and they get 1 hardship to their initiative because they are surprised and ambushed. So where's my battle music? Just make sure you give yourself a benefit when it asks.
That's actually where I wanted to be, because as soon as they turn their attention towards the other 2, I'm behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Get your death roll ready, guys.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, Asad, you're up first.
In comes he figures He's the beefiest Chad, so he might as well go and take this unsullied and get things rolling. So he'll basically move up behind him and with a mighty swing, try and take him.
So are you charging technically?
Look at the actions.
Yeah, that's the only way you can move and attack at once, right? So,
I'll do that. Yeah.
so charge. Look.
One hardship.
So that's you got 1 hardship, and that's 4 AP. I'll set your 4 AP.
Alrighty, so
You can just roll it off your sheet, or if you get it. Yeah, the weapon won't work there because it's set
yeah, I'll
for
do the sheet.
it's set for knife. It hasn't. So just do your sword roll with a hardship.
Swords. No, is it just 1 hardship, not -1?
Just 1 hardship. Yeah, just put a 1 in there. Yep. Correct.
No benefits for ambushed.
That's right. 18. So let me see. I think he gets. So as you come around the corner, he tries to block with his shield. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same for him. He has round shields, so that's 4. Yeah. So you come around and try to stab. Man, bad roll for you anyway. And he just parries it with his shield and looks up at you and says, "Attackers!" Let me see how much that cost on a defensive. I think it just. Okay, so defensive maneuver blocker parry is 1, so it's 1 AP for him. Okay, Venetia, you're up.
Vanessa's seeing that Asad's gone after the one that she wanted. She's frustrated that he didn't understand, but then again, this is their first time working together. So she's going to kind of run around this corner. I'm guessing I can't charge since he's there.
There is something about moving through people's spaces. I think it just costs 1 extra AP to do so. Let me just look. Might as well.
Okay.
Multiple attackers. Cover. Where is it? Where's the battlefield part? Yeah, you can move through an occupied space for 1 extra AP. Yep.
Okay. So I could do a charge action for 5 then?
Correct. If that's where you're moving to, yep.
Yep. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. She'll take a stab at it.
Okay, that's 1 hardship to your roll, remember. Can you guys see each other's APs? I don't know what's going on. I can't see
Nope.
them.
No.
What bar is that? Let me see. That's bar 1.
We're really doing good to start.
That's good.
What is? Where is the AP?
It should be on. It should be the green bar, but can you see Vanessa's now?
Negative.
I
No.
don't understand. That's weird. Yeah, I can't see it either. Oh.
What's the default AP?
Visible. Oh, hold on. Can you see LOMs?
I can't see Lam at all.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I did move
No.
forward to see if I could see him. I could not see.
I would say
It's visible
someone else
to
that pop.
everyone.
Make sure to update default token and update all tokens.
Yeah, but that's not. Well, I mean, I could do it that way, but I don't know why it's not working. This is kind of important too. What the hell. Give me just a couple minutes here. Let's see if I can figure it out.
Okay. Gonna
Visible to
be right back really quick.
everyone. Visible.
While you're checking that, as I was thinking, for swinging, instead of just hitting swords, how am I gonna figure out where the body?
There's a location button on your sheet too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one in that button too. There's a hit location. You see that? It's the under miscellaneous. No, combat menu. Go back to combat menu.
There it is. Okay, gotcha.
I don't understand this. Why nobody can see? It says visible to everyone, but I don't see it pop up. Let's see if this works. That worked.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can see that on Venetia.
Gotta take it off, but okay. So that macro, that script is working.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm still not.
You were injured, then we healed you instantly.
Oh, thank you.
We applied some bark salve.
Work.
Bark.
Work cell.
Oh, there it is. There's the
Hey! I got a whole plus.
Huh.
She's breaking the game. She's dividing by 0.
I'll have to figure that out. It's weird.
I was gonna say I can see the green bar on
the numbers.
Venetia, Unsullied 2.
I'm fixing them. I'm
myself.
fixing them as I go right here, real quick, but because it's very important that everybody can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Can everybody see the bar on everyone starting now?
I see just a straight green bar on Asad and the Unsullied in front of us, and the numbered bars on Unsullied 3 and Lom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's clear. And
I have
0.
a green, yeah. Venetia has 5 in her green bar. Unsullied has nothing.
Oh, I see Asad's
Lom-
number.
Yeah, I figured out why. I
Yay.
don't know if okay, I think everybody should be good now. I think.
Yep, I can see
Okay.
everybody.
Okay. All right. So you attacked and you got a 48. Oh, that's the wrong one. 33.
Mm-hmm.
You did not give yourself a hardship though.
I did. I should have. I did give myself a hardship. On the roll.
-0. Okay. Oh, drop 4. Yeah. Okay. You did. All right. So 33. He's going to use a shield. Now he is doubled up, right? So there is a thing. Let me scroll down to remember. Multiple engagements. He gets a -3 for every 1/1, so he'll be at a -3 on this roll. He needs to do this from his sheet, unfortunately. Let's go this.
That's why I charged him for you, to open them up for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit. 13. Your damage on your knife is a 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 13 plus 1. Oh, do a hit location too.
It was 6.
He
Oh,
did.
torso.
Oh, torso. Okay, so he has armor in that, and you're doing. If you do basic, it's piercing. Would you like to do piercing or slashing? They both do the same damage, but
I do piercing.
She likes to stab.
Mm-hmm.
of course I didn't set this guy's. Fuck. Hold on. What's the leather? 5, 4, 3. Okay, so it's 13 minus 4, so we're at 9. So he takes 9 damage. That's an injury. And how does that look as you stab him in the chest?
Yeah, so Vanessa kind of runs up very closely behind Asad and makes her way behind. And using the momentum of a run, she just impales him with the little dagger that she has in her hand, withdrawing it and seeing the blood kind of drip down. And she looks to Asad. So should go for the guy who's walking.
And he looks down as it doesn't get all the way through his armor either. Even Lom, you're up.
Seeing them go have all the fun, Lom's gonna go ahead and charge into the fray as well.
Okay. So you move 2 hexes, and a charge is 4 AP. So go ahead and attack with a hardship.
Alright. Yeah.
Oh wow. Small blades or your axe? Oh yeah, just yeah. You can't use that because the small it's a small blades in
Okay.
there. So just roll the
X.
you could do it off your skill menu or your character sheet. Just roll your axe. We'll take your hit location of torso, but yeah, there you go. So
Much
he's
better.
going to try to block with his shield. So that's 9. What's your damage? You're doing bashing damage, right? So bludgeoning.
Yeah.
That's 6. So that's 15, and then he has armor on. Only 3. That takes him down to 12. That gives him an injury. Not enough to actually give him a wound. So he turns around, tries to parry it with a shield, but you cut under and it hit him in the stomach. Alright. Unsullied 2 looks at... He's facing off against 2 people. He whirls around with his spear and tries to stab Asad with his spear. Gets kind of in behind his shield. He has an injury. Make sure that works out. 37. The injury did not go on him for some reason, so it's actually a 34.
Do some shields.
Oh. I might have picked the wrong guy, is why. No, the injury is not working. What the fuck?
Oh no, you picked 3, but
What's that?
it's tied though.
Yeah.
Unsullied 3 is the one by me.
Yeah, but they're both injured.
Yeah, they're both injured. Neither of them had an injury on them in either way. So I added it manually. But, okay, so that's a hit. So at 0, I think a spear is 3 damage. Yeah. So 3 damage. That's not enough to your armor. I didn't do a location. Let me make sure I don't hit you in the head or something.
Why would you
Before
say
you
that
do.
and jinx it?
Torso strike. That's not enough to get through.
No damage.
Just ricochets off your armor. That's 3. So it's a 5.
Oh, I got to go to 5 because I blocked.
Yep. I get you. Alright. Now it's Unsullied 3's turn. He spins on Lom and tries to stab him with his spear.
And like little shields, right?
Yep, you have your shield. Oh, make sure, did you add your plus 6 to your
No,
attack?
I didn't.
Yeah. So you would have blocked it.
To my block, I did not.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, he swings at me, and with my shield, I definitely swing or deflect it away. I'll add 6 next
Yep.
time.
Add 4 to your block there, Sim.
To what part? The mod?
What's that?
To the mod part of the
Yeah,
block?
actually, he's gonna
Or-
aim twice. Is what he's gonna do.
Okay.
So he aims twice, so he's not attacking just yet.
Where's my block?
It would be under shields. It's shield. But it is now it is the normal Unsullied's turn. He moves up 1, and that's what he's going to do for his turn. He's going to wait. He is also going to aim for 2 rounds. Get him at 3. Okay. So it is still my turn for the 3s. The original guy with the injury is going to attack first with his spear with 2 aims. So that's 2 benefits. 2 benefits. 0 hardships. Okay, so now when you defend, you're technically at +1. Your shield is a 4. And then you're being double teamed, which is a -3. So when you put in your modifier, put in a 1.
Alright.
If that's what you're gonna do, block.
Yeah.
Okay. So that spends one AP. Oh God. Okay. How does that look?
Says he sees the spear coming and he's gonna put his shield up and glance it off. He's gonna swing it into the spear as it's coming, so it doesn't take a direct hit, and then get back behind it.
And just as you do that, the other one does the same thing, trying to hit you. And then the same thing, you're gonna give yourself a +1 on this.
Does he get 2 action points in for blocking twice?
Yeah, he'll have to spend 2. Yeah. So 15. Yeah, you're able to block them both quite easily. Ting
He's gonna
ting.
taunt him after they do nothing to him. Come on, you cockless wonders.
I think it's Asad is up.
Yep. With Vinicius stabbing him, he can't be outdone by a woman. So we need to take a look here. See something besides a normal attack.
There's like reckless attacks. I don't have the handouts over here, sorry. Reckless attack will give you +3 benefits, but -1 on your defense.
We're gonna wait on that. We're not gonna do that quite yet. We're just gonna stick with the standard attack.
Okay. So that's
Not when it's still 3 on 3.
3 AP.
Alrighty, let's find it. He's getting attacked by 2 people, so it's against him, not against us.
Right, he'll have a -3 to his defense. A 40, oh boy. Okay, he's gonna try to block. So he's gonna roll a shield skill.
So he's at -6 because
That's
-3
correct.
for injury and
That's
minus.
correct.
Alrighty.
He should be at -6. Yeah, Yes, he is. Okay, that worked. All right, so 10. What did you roll? 40.
40.
So that's 30.
And then,
Let's do hit location now. We're 30.
yeah, 1 second here.
He only has armor on his torso, so yeah. So that's you're doing slashing, I'm guessing, yeah.
Whichever does the
Yeah,
most. I was scrolling.
It does
to
the
look at
for that, definitely does the most. So this guy too. Fuck. He's wearing leather, so I think that's 5.
piercing is 4 armor, so I'd probably try and just stab with my sword.
Okay. He has leather on. You're saying that's 4? Because I forgot to.
It's 3, 4, or it's 5 and 4 for leather. So 5 for slashing, 3 for piercing, or 5 and 4. Excuse me. Yeah, 5 for slashing, 4 for piercing. So he will try to run him through with his long sword.
So that's 30 minus 4, so 26. 26 is definitely above his.
It's 29.
29.
Yeah. 40 plus 3 for the sword.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Minus
yep. Plus 3. I didn't.
4.
Yeah. So what did you say that was? I'm sorry. 29.
29.
29.
Not over his mortality threshold, but enough to give him a wound. Let me make sure it did. It looked like it did. Okay, that worked. So how does that look as you jab him with your sword?
So as he kind of trades blows with him, he uses his own shield to kind of knock his out of the way, and then with a stabbing motion just runs it right into his chest. Not quite enough to kill him outright, but as he withdraws the sword, blood comes pouring out of the wound.
Yeah, he staggers back just a bit. You're up, Venetia.
Vanessa's going to take an aim action.
Mm-hmm.
But I technically think it's still me.
Yes, it is. That
Yeah.
is. Mm-hmm.
So she's going to stab him.
Give yourself a benefit when you do. Wow. All right, he's gonna defend. He's in all kinds of trouble. He's gonna have a -3 to this roll. Total of -6 and drop an extra die. I don't think that's gonna put him at a 0. So -3. Oh boy, not looking good. So 46, 47. Oh, okay, so 47 minus 3, 44. So 37. 37 damage, because he has no armor in the leg. 37, that is going to be a wound, first of all. And he's going to need to make a death roll versus a 37. Because that is double his mortality threshold. So he needs to beat a 37. He does.
Ah.
Damn.
As you can see. These things are pretty beefy. You cut him across the leg. How does that look?
Yeah, so kind of using Asad being kind of up top, stabbing him into the. She kind of goes low and cuts him across the leg, kind of making the artery a little bit there. She just avoids the armor and cuts into him.
Yeah, he's staggering badly at this point. All right. Who is next? Lom, you're next. Nobody has lower than a 6. Yep.
Alright. He's just gonna go press the attack and unsully 3 here.
Okay. God, you guys are roughing him up pretty good.
Hit location, right?
Yeah, go ahead and do hit location. Torso, bludgeoning. It's a 2, I think, for leather. But let's see, 31.
3 for leather, by
Yep.
the way.
31. That's going to be 28. What's your damage on your 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Double check.
That's 34. So that's enough to give him a wound. And he's going to have to make a death roll. Yep. You hack into him in his chest and blood just squirts everywhere, but he doesn't fall. Give him a... Alright, so the 6s are now up, so it's the... it's just the one Unsullied because he just attacked. Unsullied is going to... aim twice. Because... Yep.
This is what Unsullied do.
Yeah. So he aims twice. That puts him at 8 AP. The next Unsullied is going to actually aim as well. He's going to need to if he wants to hit. It's probably unlikely anyway. Alright, so now I have 3 Unsullied at 8 and Asad at 8. You go ahead, you're up.
Let's finish this beefy lad off.
Oh man. Okay. Shield again. -3. Yeah, what was your roll? So we're at a 28. You want to roll location?
Yep.
Okay. 28 minus 4. 24.
And
Plus
+3.
Plus 3. 27. That's going to give him a wound. Let me see exactly how much. Oh, he can take a lot of wounds. So he just takes a normal wound. But, yeah. So he's still technically up.
I'm at 11 now.
Yep. That didn't seem like that worked. I don't know what's up with the API in this one. Okay. So now are the Unsullied. So which one's first? Okay, the one really hurt. Attempts to strike down Lom or do something at least. So he's going to attack. He's going to actually reckless attack. So reckless attack, I believe, gives him 3 benefits. Yep, 3 benefits. So he's going to have a total of 4 benefits on this roll with a spear. 4 benefits. Hardships should already be worked in. Let me make sure since they haven't been working real well. Okay, he's correct. Alright, so here comes the spear. 4 benefits total. No pre-roll modifier. 15. All that for 15.
Alright, so then for my shield.
Yep, give yourself a +1. I've been forgetting their shield pluses, but that's okay.
Oh, I forgot the
That's
+1, but
okay.
oh well.
You blocked it. No problem. How's that look?
Seeing the bloody mass of meat in front, do a staggered strike, he's gonna easily just kind of put his shield up and absorb the blow with.
Yeah, you do. He's just too wounded. The other guy is going to do the same thing. So he is actually going to reckless attack as well. So here it comes. He's gonna have 6 benefits. Actually, the maximum you can have benefits is 5. I think. I think that's. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I think that's correct without looking. Okay.
Oh snap!
So they finally hit. So that's 7. Let me do hit location. Right arm. So you don't have any armor there, but so 7 minus 4 plus 3, so it's 7. That's not enough to even give you an injury. It just barely nicks you.
He's gonna feel it, but he's too pumped, engaged in battle to kind of really notice. He just knows he got hit.
Vanessa, you're up.
That took me 11, right?
What's that?
11 AP.
He is.
What,
Yeah.
shield twice?
Oh, you did. Yep.
Okay.
Then you are.
I'm going to do. Everyone's at 11. He'll be able to attack, but I'm just going to do 2 aim actions.
2 aim actions. You are at 11. Okay. It would be the Unsullied's turn, who might let me see if he's at his. So this is the special roll because I'm pretty sure he's going to be at his maximum, right? So quick status. Yeah, he's in an effective 0 dexterity. So I'm going to take one of those wounds away from him just for this. Well, actually, I know how to do it. So he's going to attack. He just kind of wildly. Now he swings at Vanessa with his spear. With a reckless attack. So what he does is instead of taking that hardship, he'll take a -3, like he had another injury just for this roll. So here's what we do. Skill. Spear. 3 benefits. -1 hardship. And then -6, because he's been double teamed. Let's see if this works. Yes, that worked. That worked its way it should have.
I guess that she's going to dodge that.
You don't have to. He just misses.
Okay.
He
So she
saves
just.
himself.
Yeah, she just stands there as, he's recklessly attempting to stab at her and just goes right by her face.
Reckless attacks are more too. Yeah, he's just so hurt that unable to do anything. And that was 4 for him, so let's put him at 13. Who is the lowest? I believe it is Asad. He's the lowest, quickest. So.
Seeing he's almost dead, he's gonna try and give him the coup de grace so they can go help the outnumbered Lam.
.32. So he's going to try to defend with his shield again, so it's going to be the same thing, because he takes a... he's actually got 2 hardships below 0, so...
Don't forget his shield modifier.
Yes, thank you. So, okay, so he rolls shields. Let me get that. So shields, benefits 0, hardships -1, and then pre-roll modifier it would be -6. That's for the hardship that he would take from his reckless attack last time. It's also for the injury, then plus his shield, which is a 4. So there'd be a 2 -3 for being ganged up. Okay, that's -5. Yeah. So that would put him at, what was your attack?
I gotta see.
32. Yeah, you want to do a hit location? So 35 plus 3, 38 minus 4, 34. That puts him at 4 wounds.
Is that a death
It is a
roll?
death
No.
roll, yes it is, because he's got 16 wound level. Versus a 34. Yeah, he staggers and he just falls over, just unconscious, at least bleeding out. But it's crazy how much damage he can take.
Where'd their plus 16 come from? Oh, never mind. I remember.
Mhm.
Never mind.
You did a reckless attack that time, is that right?
I did not. I did a
Okay.
standard.
All right. So you are up, but you lose. Vanessa, you're up, but you lose your aim actions because your target is dead.
That's fine. She'll charge at the Unsullied 3, kind of coming up behind him and attempting to stab him there.
Okay. So that's
And Hardship, right?
yes, that would be a hardship. And he's now we're even, so no. So 21. Technically, I could do a facing thing, but I'm not going to. Yeah, exactly. So he's going to try to block with his shield. Again. 0, 0. That's a hit, right? That's... Go ahead and roll. Okay, you did. So right leg, -3. That's not going to be enough to hurt him. Just barely nicks him on his back leg. He doesn't even look to really notice it. And Lom, you're up.
Seeing Vanessa go up, and now that the one wounded one's going to be dealing with another one, he's actually going to turn his attention to the fully healthy individual. And he's going to go ahead and do a reckless attack.
Reckless attack, okay. 15. So you get 3 benefits.
Okay.
$44. He will defend with his shield. All right. So that is 18. What is the damage on your bashing? 6, right?
6. Yeah.
So 24 minus 2, I want to say, for leather. So what did I say that was? I'm sorry. 24 minus 2, 22. So that's a wound. Did you do hit location, actually? Yeah, torso. Okay. So it is a wound. It just crashes into his side. He screams out in pain.
Screaming like the woman that you are.
Alright. The injured one is... I need to give him a defense. So the injured one attacks... turns around and tries to attack Vanessa. With a spear attack. He's going to aim, though. He's going to aim twice. Aiming twice. P2. The other one is going to aim once. Alright, is anybody at 14 besides... Yeah, Asad, go ahead.
Sad. Alright, we'll go ahead and charge. That's 3 spots, so I can get the...
Yeah,
top
you
of the
can't
guy, right?
pat. You would be engaged here, so you can't go through this without being attacked.
Alright. Then I'll kill this guy.
Okay, you moved how many?
2.
2. So know if you can move that. You have to move at least 3 hexes to charge.
Okay. I could probably just let him attack me.
Mm-hmm.
You can go around.
Yeah, you have to move in if... I mean, yeah, you could do that. It's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Would that add 5 AP if I went around?
Yes.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
1 hardship.
Mm-hmm. You're attacking the top one. He's gonna try to parry the shield. Oops, wrong one. So no benefit, no hardship. So now he's
You get
is he ganged up on? No, he's not ganged up on. So he gets a 4. What was your roll? 18? So you hit
19.
him. Go ahead and do hit location. Torso. So that's not going to be enough to do anything to him regardless. But he does lose his benefit of his aim. And it pumped him up to 15 because he had to block. So the very injured one is the next one. He's aiming at Lom. He's going to attack. With 2 aims, he's going to reckless attack again. I think that guy reckless attacked before. You should have hit him worse, but okay. So he's attacking. He has 5 benefits. No
God.
additional hardships. He's attacking Lom.
I thought he was attacking Vanessa. That's what you were doing before.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who did I aim at though?
Vanessa.
Oh, okay, then that's who he attacked. 26.
But she dodges.
Oh gosh, easily dodges. He whiffs.
Yeah, just Vanessa just ducks underneath a spear with this deft ease.
I'd like to hit you guys, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. All right.
You got a nick on me at least.
Yeah. 15 for Lom.
And Vesha has a 15.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
I do.
she's up.
She's going to do actually 2 aim actions.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, I'll do
I
2.
know what you're doing. Okay. Lom, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and do reckless again.
Okay.
Seems to be working very well.
So that would be 3 benefits for 4. Holy smokes. Alright, he's gonna try to block. Shield. Okay. 26. Damage is 6. 32. You want to do location?
Oh yeah, I guess I should, right?
Oh boy.
Woohoo!
Wow. Okay. So I said that was... Alright. 30... Alright. 34 minus 8. Okay. 26 plus 6. 32 plus 5. 37. You hit his head. He has nothing there, so 37 is a death roll. He will have a wound too. Here comes the death roll. Yeah. Smashes against his head and he staggers. And then he just kind of crumples backwards. Just kind of start to end it here since these guys are definitely going to get killed. After you take out that one, the other one just drops to his knees, looks up kind of defiantly at Asad, doesn't say anything.
Asad looks to Vanesha, looks down to her knife and nods to her. More of a test to see if she'll do it.
Yeah, she doesn't really hesitate. She kind of grabs his hair, pulling it back, exposing his neck, and she raises the knife to it. And
Lam's gonna hold out his hand real quick. And perhaps she should ask him how many men are here with him.
I do not know if he's going to respond. And she looks down. How many men?
Let's see. His vigilance.
Figured he's already
I can test
surrendering.
intimidate.
Yeah, we can do intimidate versus vigilance. That sounds just fine.
If he really
Go get
wanted to die, he would have
Ben-
died.
Ben's-
He's just so hurt.
How many more?
Actually, that doesn't.
Oh,
I got to redo that roll because wounds and injuries go away after combat, technically. So one sec, let me redo it. Because these guys they're unsullied, man. Where the hell's the button? Where are you? There it is.
Oh my god, worse.
No, I rolled
Wait.
you. I
You rolled
rolled
Assad!
you. I don't know how that happened.
I'm such a dandy. Don't hurt me.
You intimidated yourself. You're like, huh.
I was like, that's
Oh, there's a
literally.
reflection.
I was
Oh,
like,
my
I think
voice.
that's impossible. What did you roll?
Oh, 24.
Yeah,
24.
he just shakes his head, bleeding all over.
Asad kind of looks at him. Fair enough. And then he looks to Vanesha.
She looks to Lam and kind of tilts her head like, we try. After that, she just slides the knife across his throat, pulling his head back as she does. And then afterwards, as he bleeds, blood kind of gushing onto his front, she lets go of his head and kicks him forward.
Yeah, just topples over dead.
I'll give them credit. They live up to their reputation and aren't shaken easily. He kind of looks to Lam. Now, help me throw these fucks over the edge.
Yes. Dispose of him quickly, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We do not know if they found the sword by now. We should hurry.
He just takes him real quick and throws him off the edge. If Vanesha, he kind of looks at Vanesha. If you want to scout ahead while I take care of this, by all means.
Sure, I'll go up ahead. We need to work on our communication skills. But good work.
Vanesha, as you go forward, give me a perception roll. Yeah. You kind of are looking around and you see the path towards that boat. You see someone hustling down in that direction towards the boat. It is not an Unsullied. This person has silver hair, and that's all you can tell from this distance.
How far away are they from the boat?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
So they wouldn't be able to run down.
It would be difficult to catch him at this point.
She looks to the other two. There's someone escaping to the boat. They might have it. And she looks to the two of them. I will run after them. Jump into the boat. See if you can get to him. And she just takes off, straight down towards him, just running at full tilt.
Lam is gonna look at Asad. But I guess we should walk after her because we're not jumping down to that boat.
Yeah, the rope is
kind
broken.
of. He looks to Lon. It's like, the fuck, I'm jumping to the boat.
And he's not. Nam's not even gonna run because he's they're not gonna catch him.
Yeah, Assad will give it the old Harvard try, but he does not expect to catch up to the silvered-haired man.
You run down the path. Assad, give me a perception roll, please. With give yourself a benefit. Give yourself 2 benefits, actually. Yeah. You see this silver-haired man running. You see he has 2 axes in his hand, and something catches just jogs your memory just a bit as you see this person rushing in that direction. He spins around as he sees Venetia on his heels and stops twirling his blades as he backpedals. He looks up towards you, Assad, and smiles slightly.
Assad, surprised, goes, Bloodwave, what the fuck are you doing here?
He just calls up, securing my future, Dornish.
Does Resnack know you're here?
He smiles, turns as Venetia begins to get close, and boy, does he stay to kill her? No, he wouldn't. He turns around, leaps in the boat, kicks it away from the shore, and begins to paddle. Just as Venetia gets to the shore, he's probably 20 feet out in the water.
How far would it be extremely long range for her to throw a dagger?
Yeah, it would technically be it would be extremely long range. You can try.
Oh, she's gonna try. I'm assuming she has like a few because.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and just give me you can give me actually a gun roll. Oh no, that won't work. Yeah, just go ahead and just go ahead and roll the knife, and because I think extremely long range is. I can just tell you what you would have to hit. You're gonna have to hit.
Pray for me.
Hold on. 10 plus. What was that? I'll tell you. You're gonna have to hit this. Not terrible.
All right. Okay.
You do it.
Oh.
Yeah, it just comes in short and splashes in the water, and he laughs. Goodbye, Dornish, he calls across the water.
Don't think I won't find you.
Vanessa stands at the shore, just gritting her teeth.
After a while, his image gets fainter and fainter, leaving you on the shore.
Assad.
Catch up to everybody.
Assad kind of looks to Lam and Venetian and goes, that man right there, that was Tenio Bloodwave,
I
captain of one of the ships of the Crimson Sail.
don't care who he is. He stole our payday.
Yeah. Nothing like coming back empty-handed to make someone feel a little sour.
Then I suggest when we get back, you, and he kind of points to Venetia, start using that knowledge you have of the underworld and get us a lead.
Fine. You use your knowledge of that man over there who left with it to give me some hints onto where I could find him in the first place. And maybe together we can actually get the sword ourselves.
Assad takes his helmet off, kind of runs his hand through his hair and kind of sees some of the graying on the sides and goes, ugh, fuck, the last thing I want to do is have to talk to Resnick.
Who is Resnick?
Commander of the Crimson Sails, raper of Maiden's Fair, general, scoundrel, and thief. And Lam, I'd watch your ass if I were you.
He just kind of nods.
You consider what to do at this point. You go back and search the ruins and find nothing. No signs of Brightroar, no signs of anything. And with that, the screen does fade to black. That's it.
Yeah.